Good morning, everyone. Um, okay, so this morning we're going to go over an email that I sent to the the Minister of Justice's office, and um, and the Manitoba Law Society and the Federation of Law Societies. I've also CC'd Ian Scarth and Jessica Hershey. So I wrote this email hoping to get some stuff resolved, and we'll see if um, they acknowledge or how to proceed going forward. So I wrote, "Good morning, Minister's Office, Mr. Val, the Federation of Law Societies. You may receive a few other emails from me this morning. I apologize. My computer sent them before I was done editing the email. So I'm hoping this one comes up first in the email so you can just delete the rest without wasting time reviewing them. I'm not sure what's going on with my computer. It's kind of glitching right now, but that's okay. Attached, you will find the letter from the Office of the Minister of Justice indicating that I was right bringing my concerns about the lawyer's conduct to the Law Society. However, the Manitoba Law Society decided to dismiss my complaints. I am requesting a second review of my complaints against Ian Scarth and Jessica Hershey. I'll be sending you the complaint in a separate email, including a second complaint with further concerns. I'm asking that the Federation of Law Societies helps in the event the Manitoba Law Society chooses not to get involved further. As the governing body that regulates law societies in Canada, I would like this matter to be looked at, or I would like this matter to be looked into, as the minister's office itself has acknowledged concerns with the lawyer's conduct. I'll be reviewing the complaint this weekend along with a new complaint that you'll be receiving in a separate email. I can't If I can't get help with this matter, it is my intention to take the matter to the United Nations and ask for help. These lawyers' attacks upon my character are having long-term damaging effects to my career. It is my intention to reach out to the United Nations as early as this weekend. Presently, I have made an offer to settle, to which Jessica Hershey and Ian Scarth have not even acknowledged. The proceedings they have delayed despite the legislation that they are holding these hearings uh, under. The legislation states, written decision. Within 90 days after completion of a hearing, the panel must make a written decision on the matter consisting of reasons for its decision and a statement of any order made by the panel. And I give the web link. I've received the written decision, but not an order from Ian Scarth. Or, yeah, I've received the written decision, but not an order. Ian Scarth is now saying they are holding more hearings before issuing costs and penalties. However, legislation states that the written decision must be made within 90 days of the hearing and a statement of any order. By delaying the finality of these proceedings, he is ultimately preventing me from gaining employment in my field and standing um, as my standing with the Manitoba College of Social Workers also affects my ability to practice. Your help would be greatly appreciated. So this is the email that I sent them. We'll see where it goes or if I get a response. Um, I meant what I said. I do have a plan to reach out to the United Nations this weekend. I have been emailing them and I have received a couple of responses. Um, but there is a way to submit a complaint with the United Nations. Um, they have a form essentially that you have to fill out, and it's an online form. So I will be doing that this weekend if I don't hear back today from any one of the parties. I mean, if this matter gets resolved today, then there obviously won't be any issue. Um, well, I won't say there won't be a reason to reach out, but the likelihood of me having to reach out, is greatly minimized at that point, because at least then there's some movement on this. Um, I am concerned that the Manitoba Law Society decided to dismiss the complaints, especially considering that the minister's office acknowledges that, the lawyer's conduct was inappropriate. Um, and not only that, but like I submitted the complaint, and then submitted a review of asked for a review of the complaint, and that was also just thrown out. So, um, I'm not gonna be letting this go. This isn't something that they're going to issue an order, unless the order, um, unless they accept my offer to settle, or the order says that this matter has been dismissed in its entirety. There's no way I'm going to be letting this go, because I feel too strongly about, um, the fact that my Canadian rights are being violated. And it's interesting because, in the code of ethics, the code of ethics for social work, um, it it largely, it largely supports people's rights to self-determination, their rights to, well, their rights to well, their rights to have rights, essentially. They it but these proceedings completely go against all that. These proceedings basically are saying, at least what they're saying to me, is that the Manitoba College of Social Workers doesn't feel that, as a social worker, uh, no, I'm going to rephrase that. What what these proceedings are saying to me is that, as a Canadian social worker, the Manitoba College of Social Workers does not feel that I have the rights, of every other Canadian, as indicated in the Canadian Constitution. If that was not the case, these proceedings would not even exist, because their whole um, their whole complaints, or their whole investigation, seems to be based on my videos. And as a Canadian, I do have the right to freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to express my beliefs. That's part of our Canadian rights, that's protected under our Canadian Constitution. Um, it's interesting that they would be pursuing it to this extent. It's also interesting that they are choosing to see, and this part, I don't know if it's the lawyers misrepresenting the law, or if the Manitoba College of Social Workers is fully aware of the legislation and is deciding to violate it regardless. I don't know which one it is. But if it's the lawyers, well, the lawyers are trained in law. They are trained to, and as officers of the court, they are obligated to uphold legislation, not to violate it, and not to manipulate it um, to serve their individual cases. Like the legislation exists for a reason. My biggest concern with all this is if the minister's office is saying that they don't get involved in individual cases, the Manitoba Law Society is letting these lawyers manipulate legislation and not follow it, and the Canadian Federation of Law Societies says, well, we're not going to get involved either. Then who regulates justice in Canada? And um and not just for like the people with big money or politicians or anything like that, but who regulates justice in Canada for the individual people? Um so that's my video for today. Um this weekend I'm hoping to get to the complaints. Um, my schedule for what I wanted to go through hasn't exactly, as I mentioned, it's subject to change. But I think the way I am presenting this stuff, uh, I think it's a little bit more comprehensive than um, what I was initially planning because I wasn't able to get everything done. Because I mean, like, if I was gonna do it the way that I was planning to do it, each of these videos would be an hour long, and I think that's just way too much for both my followers and myself. So y'all have a good day, and we'll talk to you. I'm gonna try to get to those complaints this weekend, but if not, definitely Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone.